The TV tray is often dismissed as a relic of mid century living, but its continued presence suggests it solved a problem that never went away. To understand why it exists in its current form, it helps to look at what eating and furniture meant before screens reorganized attention inside the home. For much of domestic history, meals were anchored to tables. Tables were not just surfaces, they were social organizers. They dictated posture, duration, and interaction. Eating at a table implied a pause in activity. You stopped what you were doing and gathered around a fixed point. This worked when meals were central events. But as entertainment shifted from shared conversation to shared viewing, attention moved. Television introduced a competing focal point. People didn't abandon tables immediately, but gradually meals drifted. Snacks appeared on laps. Plates moved closer to screens. Furniture was not designed for this behavior. Coffee tables were decorative and low. Side tables were too small or too far away. Holding a plate while reclining strained wrists and backs. Spills became common. Comfort suffered. The TV tray emerged as a response not to television itself, but to a mismatch between furniture and behavior. Early designs attempted to bridge this gap by creating portable surfaces that matched seated height. The tray had to be tall enough to meet the body without forcing posture upright. It had to be narrow enough to fit between knees and furniture. Stability mattered more than aesthetics. The folding mechanism was not an afterthought. It was essential. Living rooms could not permanently accommodate eating furniture without becoming dining rooms. The tray had to vanish when not in use, signaling that the behavior it supported was temporary, even if repeated daily. This reveals an important insight. The TV tray exists because people wanted permission without commitment. Eating in front of the TV carried social tension. It felt informal, even improper, depending on the household. The tray softened that tension. It provided structure without formality. A surface without ceremony. Design constraints shaped its simplicity. It needed to be inexpensive, lightweight, intuitive. There could be no learning curve, no assembly, no visual dominance. The tray had to work instantly and acceptably, then step aside. Trade-offs were accepted openly. Materials were often thin, surfaces small, durability limited. But longevity was not the goal. Adaptability was. The moment of realization comes when you notice how the TV tray behaves socially. It is rarely stored proudly. It leans against walls. It lives in closets. It appears only when needed. This invisibility is intentional. The TV tray does not declare a lifestyle. It supports a moment. Human behavior explains its persistence. People resist furniture that defines them. A dining table declares intention. A TV tray avoids it. You are not someone who eats this way. You are simply doing it right now. This makes the tray emotionally lightweight. It carries no guilt, no permanence, no reorganization of space. It respects the temporary nature of modern attention. As living spaces became smaller and more multifunctional, this quality became even more valuable. Rooms stopped serving single purposes. Furniture that could adapt without claiming territory thrived. The TV tray also reflects bodily reality. It acknowledges that comfort matters, that people recline, that arms tire, that food requires stability even when posture is casual. It meets the body where it already is, instead of asking it to behave differently. In this way, the TV tray is not a failure of dining culture. It is an accommodation to it. The invisible design insight lies here. The tray succeeds not because it is well built, but because it knows when to leave. It supports behavior without endorsing it. It provides structure without permanence. When a TV tray works well, you don't notice it. You notice the show, the food, the moment. Then you fold it up and move on. That quiet willingness to disappear is the reason it still exists. Not as furniture, but as a temporary agreement between space, body, and attention.